Lo and behold, I ended up being thrown in jail for contempt of court. She gave me 90 days of incarceration without any access to basically the outdoors.
So I'm Father Jason Moore. I'm a chaplain for prison ministry in the Archdiocese of Denver right now. And you talk about people that don't have anything, poverty in a very stark sense of the word, they're not able to be with their family members, basically have nothing.
And so I lost everything. And I'm talking about my belongings, my job, my employment, everything was gone. One night I decided to ask Padre Pio for his intercession to grant me the opportunity to receive the sacrament of penance. I was very desperate, and at the time I was just morally I was just totally devastated, and requested a Catholic priest. Unfortunately, they told me that they didn't have any connections, that they couldn't provide such services. Following day, lo and behold, Father Jason shows up, and I asked him, what was his order, and he said, I am a Franciscan, a Capuchino, and I couldn't hold the tears. I got chills and everything, and he says, well, you know what, just last night I was just praying for Padre Pio's intercession, and here you are.
When those kind of moments happen, it's reflected to me how God uses me as an instrument, the beauty of the creation in me, the pearl that I am, that God has created me to be, which I don't like to talk about, but that's the reality of doing the ministry. It's we get much more than we give in the ministry.
I had the opportunity to receive the sacrament of penance, and I was very happy. From that moment on, I knew that Padre Pio was going to be my main intercessor.
In December, my son Elliot wasn't feeling very well, and he was able to get into a doctor. The news wasn't very good. He was in the final stages of testicular cancer. He left the church when he was 18. He was asked, what is your religious affiliation? And he told them agnostic. He was in a lot of pain, and right away he asked me, Mom, can I go to Mass with you on Sunday? He knew he needed the help, and he needed the help that was bigger than what people on earth could give him.
Well, when I first met Elliot, he was there with his mother, who was there with him, and he said, I have stage 4 cancer. And I said, what? Because he was so vibrant and so alive and everything like that. You get stage 4 cancer, you can have stage 4 cancer. Yeah, he says, I have. So anyway, that was my first introduction to him. I thought he was really kidding.
At first he said, I just want to go because I love the people there, because the people were so kind to him, and all the other parishioners that had cancer or had beaten cancer, we just got to know everybody in there, and they were just really supportive while we were going through all of this. And so Elliot went to church for the people.
Yeah, Elliot was looking for something that so many people are looking for, especially young people. And he found it here. He found the pearl that he was looking for. He found the kingdom. He found Jesus. He found the love that he was looking for.
The day before we rushed into the hospital, he wanted to go to Mass so badly, and he was so sick. He was in a wheelchair by this time. He didn't have the energy to stand up. He said, I want to go to Mass. I want to go to Mass. So we took him to Mass, and he could barely stand up. The people, though, the people that came into his life, the Capuchins, the other parishioners, they're the ones that really were the hands of God in all of this. And if they hadn't embraced him where he was at, he would not have died in the same state where he had such a great relationship with God.
Several months ago, there was a tragic shooting at East High School here in Denver. And unbeknownst to me, several of the youth in our youth group at Annunciation were close friends with the young man who was killed. And when group was over, the young woman came up to me, and I just asked her that simple question, what's wrong?
Luis Garcia, he was a friend of mine. He was 16 at the time. He was leaving East High School. And I remember that day during lunch, I said bye to him. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow. And all of a sudden we go into a lockdown. That's when they tell me that Luis was shot outside. It was a drive-by. A car passed by, and he just fired twice, and that second shot hit his head.
And right away she said, will you go with us to pray for him?
We all had agreed to go pray the rosary for Luis at East High School.
So the following Sunday we went to East High School, the very spot where the young man was shot. And we huddled around in the cold with all kinds of flowers and images and candles had been laid. We began to pray the rosary. In the face of this devastation, her response was a response of faith. Will you go with us to pray for him? This is that pearl of great price, that amidst the greatest tragedy, we have faith and we have hope because we know Jesus Christ and the love that he has for us.